In this video I'm going to be doing a review of the Victorinox Swiss Army knife. I have 4 different versions of the same identical knife. But of course I have different kind of coverings for each and every one of those, different kind of cases. So let's get at it. Let me show you how they look like and do a test for them. So you can see how practical, how awesome they are, and why of course you should get one of those as well. So let's get them out. 1, case away. 2, 3, and this is brand new one. I haven't even opened it yet. I just got it in the mail. So we'll be going and opening that one. So meanwhile, here is the ones I got. Last one I got is this one. And here we go. So 4 different versions of the same identical one. In fact, 3 of those are kind of the same thing, but they're just different kind of colors to them. This one is slightly different. Let's go and check out how much they weigh first. And of course each one should weigh about the same. So it's about 4.7 ounces, and I think they're all about the same thing. This one is 4.4 actually. This one is 4.6, but it does have an extra thing to it. This one 4.5. So on and off they're around the same weight. And now let's check out the size of them. So when they're closed, this knife would be about 4 1/4 of an inch. Opened very easily. We're talking about 7.5 inch long here, and this is about an inch. And the blade is around 3 inches long. Close it, you just put this thing right here and carefully snap it back into its place. Just don't put your fingers right there because you're gonna hurt yourself big time. Those are pretty sharp. So what is the difference between those, and how come I decided to get 4 of those, not 1? Most people only get 1. Now this one used to be my favorite, but now I'm not sure actually out of all of those. This one is the special edition one, and this one is no longer selling. In fact, this one goes over $100 right now, just because it has this right here, which says your companion for life on the road. Just because of this, the value of this knife exponentially increases 3 times over any of those knives themselves. They no longer make them. So that's why this value went up big time. So I'm keeping this one for sure. You know, I just like the way it feels, and just for this you're paying an extra 60 or 70 bucks just for this. What do you think about that? Now the logo itself, you can feel the logo. The big difference between those 2 versions right here, the camouflage and non-camouflage, is the grip. This one is painted over, so I assume over time it's gonna fade, but there's no way of knowing. In fact, nothing faded so far, and I have had this for a pretty long time. But if you like to feel what you're touching, you can't feel anything here. It's just like a surface. On the other hand, this one has a more of a grip to this. It's rubber, This feels more like plastic, and it is kind of some kind of plastic. This rubber grip is much better, plus it has those handles right here. So this is much better as a grip. When you grip this, it feels a lot more steady than this. This could slip actually. And the logo itself, you can feel the logo. It's actually engraved into it, and this is engraved out. This doesn't have anything like it. That's why this was actually cheaper. But now they're actually about the same price. I got this cheaper. Another difference. This doesn't have anything on it whatsoever on this side because it's rubberized. On the other hand, this one, it got two things here. One, miniature like toothpick. So I don't know why you would want something like that small, but no idea. Here it has mini Twizzlers, which are not really that good, but it still would work if you have no other Twizzlers to go around. Has one main tool, and all of them have the same exact tools. The main knife, and it has miniature things to them right here. So it has this saw right here as well. I'll show you how those things work and how great they are. So for example, I wanted to cut a cardboard. Look at this. That's amazing. It cuts it in with ease. Let's close this back on. It has a second tool right here. It's called like a scraper or something. And there it is. This one, I don't know what this is actually for. It's very sharp. Not as good as the previous one, but it still can do tell things down pretty well if you need to use it. This is very sharp as well. Be careful when you close it. Now it has a screwdriver. Oh, actually that's a can opener, but it can double as a screwdriver as well. You can screw drive things with it. Go into here. Here's another opener. Here is an actual screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver, and a small knife right here, and I don't want to get it out. It's really hard to get it out. Here it is. Looks like a toothpick or something. Right there. It's not really a knife. I don't know what this is. It's like a sharp thing. You can open cans with it too, like that. Of course, make holes in this too. Also works. Now, I made a huge mess with this knife. Let's go and give it a bigger test. You got a coconut right there. Can we milk the coconut with this knife? Which one should we use? Camouflage one, favorite. Try to cut it. Survival situation in the woods. This is the hardest thing ever to cut. You can try to bang it like this and make a hole right in it. And I'm not going to be trying it because I know I'm going to hurt myself over here. That's not the right surface to do this. So, but what you can do is you can try to cut it. And it does cut pretty well. But this is one of the hardest things ever. If you ever had to go about and try to open a coconut for survival, I wouldn't even use a knife. It's pretty much useless for this. You gotta bang it against a rock or something. This thing is like impossible to open it. The shell of a coconut is super hard. Alright, so before we get back in here, clean up the area. And now, of course, you might be asking me, why do I have so many of them? First off, why? I love those things. So, here's where you can have them. 1. Have one in your backpack. 2. Have one in your vehicle. 3. Have one in your camp. 4. Have one in the office at work. if you can actually have one. And I work on, you know, I sell things online on eBay. Have one upstairs, one downstairs, one in the vehicle, one in the trip. I can grab whichever one I want. This one I'm keeping in the house because it's my collectible version. This one is great for trips, camouflage version right there. This one's actually the cheapest one. So really, if I was gonna go and sell one of those, actually I totally messed up. This one is not the most expensive one. It's actually that one. So that one I'm keeping in my collection. And this one is the one that I like it. I like this one as well. I like the brown tan version of this. I like the red version too. So it's really about the colors. There was nothing else to them. I like the way they're feeling, the way they work. Really easy, simple to open, use. You can potentially close this with one hand. I don't recommend this. It's pretty much dangerous because you have to use, I think, 2 hands to go and close it. You could potentially do this like that, but the problem with it, if it slips, this thing is gonna go and slip against you and you can totally cut yourself. So don't ever close this with one hand. It's not made for that. It's made for 2 hands. It's a safety feature right here. But other than that, the only problem with this knife, the only thing I don't like about this is the size. It is kind of huge. Really big knife, but it is very practical. It cuts almost anything, and I mean anything. Of course, let's go back to the coconut. It can do some damage to it, but hey, if you really wanted to do it, you would go and stab it right there and see if it's gonna go right through. And I'm not gonna do it right in this video, and neither am I gonna do it well it doesn't have a good surface because it's gonna just slip. Either way, if you like this knife, make sure you get one. And one thing you have to know about the Victorinox knives, once they make a special edition version, those things are going to be sold out, they're going to be gone, and you won't be able to get them anymore. So if this one gets sold out, you're out of luck. They're going to have no more camouflage versions. The price of this is going to go exponentially higher. This one already did it. This one got sold out. So this one you can't get anywhere at all. And like I said, you're just paying extra for the logo right on it. Plus the color is kind of fancy. This one just came out. This is a brand new version, 10 version right here. This should be out for sale for a pretty long time. This is the one I just got. And here is something I just noticed about this new version. So this one has a different feature than all of the rest of them. Let's take a look at the bottom there. So as you can see, this one got something else. You got this. I didn't even notice that. Versus something like that. So that's actually a big difference between both of those. And in fact, it gives this a whole new level of playing. So if you had to survive in the woods for like a week or something, now the big question would be, which one of those would you take on a survival trip if you had to stay alone in the woods for a pretty long time? I would say the biggest difference is very minimal between them, but the red one, if you drop this while it's really green, you could easily find it. Green one, you can't really see it in your hand as much. It's camouflage, it's good for the army, but then again, you drop this in a field of green, you'll never find it again. So I would say this one would be pretty cool if you are going on a survival trip. I would actually take that one just because it's more easily to find in case you accidentally drop it somewhere. Other than that, give this a thumbs up. Let me know which knife you like the most, and there's going to be a link right below where you can get any of those knives. Help support this channel, and if you like this video, you want to see the rest of my knife collection, make sure you put down something below and let me know what else you want me to review next.